Hey, John, how you doing today?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm having fun. Kind of busy day, but every day's a fun day, man. That's all.
Always is.
Right on. Hey, so this is my eighth video now for the 30 days or 30 vets in 30 days hashtag that I got going on. And you're actually the first person I'm talking to is from the Air Force. Everyone else has been Navy or Department of the Navy because we got Kevin thrown in there, right? So
Right. Yeah.
but
Well, glad to be the first Air Force guy.
there we go. There we go. This is
Yeah.
awesome. So a brief intro about myself. I retired from the Navy in November of 19. I moved here and then I started a job with Lockheed Martin over here in Denver, Colorado. I moved here from Augusta, Georgia. Started in January 20 and I'm still with them. And I like doing a bunch of this LinkedIn stuff. And this is just my newest idea that I thrown in LinkedIn. So that's a quick intro about myself. But who is John? What do you want people to know about John?
Well, like them to know, first off, obviously, John Delacruz, but um, I am seeking a position in cybersecurity.
Okay.
Um, coming out of the Air Force, leaving after 23 years once I do retire. But that's just kind of the end goal, really, is to break into the industry and hopefully do my part to pretty much secure the realm, if you will.
Okay. Awesome. So 23 years in the military. Wow. I did 20 in a few months. I'm good. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm good. I did my time. I can retire. So I did. But over the 23 years, did you obtain any certifications or finish any education in your path or
So yeah, I did finish. I started my cybersecurity degree back during the Obama administration. Um, but at the time, I wasn't really thinking about life after the military. For me, it was more so, what am I doing for significant self-improvement that
yeah.
would make me promotion eligible, make me more competitive against my peers as we promoted.
Mhm.
Um, Not until I got closer to retirement, like where I am now, about a year ago, I graduated last year in cybersecurity and management policy,
Okay.
and I've received other certifications, but not related to cyber. Um, so I'm still working on those certificates at the moment.
Awesome. Right on. Right on. So military speak in terms that someone can understand. What do you do right now in the military?
So right now, what my job is I work in logistics, sort of a supply chain maintenance um, for a lot of the sailors, such as yourself, would know. It's ordnance.
Yep. Yeah.
That's me. Um, so yeah, I've got a lot of that stuff, and I've been working on my translation of military jargon to civilian speak, trying to get that better. I still struggle, but I'm still finding a lot of really interesting things that I do in the civilian sector that will translate over into cyber that I've been doing in the military.
Okay. Awesome. So I think we kind of briefly talked about this one, but I'm taking a guess. You don't want to do this after military. You don't want to do the same job as you're doing military after military, right?
No, no, no. It's very, how do you say? Um, I would be pigeonholed if I stayed in the same career field that I'm doing now,
Okay.
and I can only go to like a handful of places in the nation. And I wanted to do something different,
Okay.
so I decided to actually take on what I started with a cybersecurity degree and actually go into cyber. And I don't know, I see it as an adventure, um, kind of seeing where it takes me, and
Yeah.
pretty excited to and nervous really to get into it. So looking forward to it, really.
Awesome. Awesome. So you briefly talked about it a little bit, but within the word cyber, what type of job titles are you looking at, or roles, or type of duties associated with a
Mhm.
role? What piques your interest, and what makes you want to get in cyber in the first place?
Oh gosh. So there are a lot of disciplines in cyber. I didn't realize how big it was until I actually started speaking with a lot of professionals that are already doing the job,
Okay.
and learning more about it. And it's quite quite vast and quite different with the number of different roles there are in cyber. And for me, I'm looking to go with what I was studying because it really interested me, which
Okay.
was governance, risk, and compliance.
Okay.
So a lot of that stuff is a lot of policy and all that stuff. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to go into, something similar.
Okay. So you're gonna get pretty good within the instructions, and seeing what the instruction says you can't do, kind of thing, and make sure you hold the organization or the customer to whatever standards that they need to be held at. Then, right?
That's kind of the gist. That's what I would like to go into.
Awesome.
But definitely looking to get a little bit more knowledge under my feet in regards to the other disciplines, getting a better idea of what um, those other roles do as well. So
Sure. Sure. I mean, I know personally there's a lot of things out there, and I keep thinking that everything is a new idea. Within every idea, there's a rabbit hole you can go on down, and you just
yeah,
bury yourself in so many things,
yeah,
with all within just one little idea, because one little idea will spider out to five more ideas. And you get five more little rabbit holes to go down, and I don't know if you ever find your way back up the hole, they come back out to where you started at. So
right, yeah, yeah, exactly. I try not to do that.
yes, so sometimes you can just get yourself lost in the vast amount of research and information that people post, and a lot of things out there. So yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
awesome. So where are you currently living right now?
So currently, I'm based out at Langley Air Force Base, so out here in the Hampton Roads area in Virginia
Okay, gotcha.
is where I'm
Northern
living at
VA
currently.
area. Okay.
Yep.
Um, where do you want to go after military, or do you want to stay where you are right now?
Um, I've given it some thought. My wife and I have been talking about it. Um, and really it's where the job goes, but my wife is English, so we want to stay on the eastern seaboard,
Sure.
and just hopefully it's just closer to for flights and everything. So that's kind of the gist.
I understand that very well. My
Yeah.
wife's Japanese, and when I moved here, one of the criteria my wife told me, she said, "You can go anywhere you want to go. Okay, you're the one that's gonna get the job. You go anywhere you want." One of the criteria was it needed to be near a large airport, so she can try to take a direct flight back to Tokyo.
Yep.
So I can't really go to a lot of small towns, right? Unless I want to drive for an hour or two to get to that one airport. So that's one of the other reasons why I end up here in Denver as well. So gotcha. I understand that one.
Yep.
Um. So when is your availability, or when are you retiring?
1 November is the effective date.
That's pretty quick. So about 6 months out.
Yes,
Okay.
just under.
And within that 6 months, is there any type of a skill bridge opportunity you'll get a part of, or talking with, or is that idea off the table?
No, absolutely is not off the table. In fact, a few months ago, I interviewed with Lowe's,
Okay.
um, and fortunately for me, they picked me up, and
Oh
I will
wow.
be starting my skill bridge in August for 90 days.
Awesome. That's freaking awesome, man. Very
Thank you.
cool. Very cool. So right on. Did you know what you're gonna be doing with that, or what the skill bridge is gonna be based around, or anything?
Yeah. So the role that I have right now as an intern with Lowe's, I'll be with their information security group, working on one of their teams, kind of helping the supply chain out.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And making sure that we're keeping the pretty much the Lowe's network, and making sure, protecting them, as well as, other third parties that are involved with Lowe's. So that's kind of the gist.
So you're kind of able to maintain some of your supply knowledge
Yeah.
and use it towards the IT side of the house then, or cyber side of the house then.
Yep.
That sounds really awesome, man. Yeah, man, I'm really excited for you. Really excited.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm trying to make things look transparent as I'm going through questions, but awesome. So where's this position supposed to be at, or you have to relocate for this position that you're trying to go for, or?
So right now, the actual internship portion of the skill bridge is 100% remote, or fully remote, I should say.
Oh, wow.
So I'll be living here for the most part, which works out for me personally. Luckily, I've had nothing but a great experience with the team, the HR team, and the hiring manager over there, to work with me because of my personal situation. So I'll be working remotely, and then hopefully that will lead into a permanent role with the company. I'm really excited about it. So we'll see what happens, but I will have to relocate though. And that'll take me over to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. So not too far away, within a couple states, right?
Yeah, totally cool. Yeah, about 4 hours, I think.
Just take 95 south, you're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm guessing in order for you to secure the skill bridge idea or opportunity, I should probably call it, you've had to utilize some resources for you to get to where you are right now. And you probably talked to a few people, maybe attended a few network events or some group events of some sort in order for you to get your name out there so people know who John is. So what type of resources did you use, or people did you talk with, or network events you may have gone to that someone in your shoes who may be watching this video and thinking, you know what, in 6 months from now, I want to do the same thing. How can I do it? Or who do I talk to? Well, what's your suggestions?
So a lot of people talk about networking, and I can tell you from my experience that networking 100% works. Because I attended a Vets to Industry virtual event. I think it was like end of last year.
Okay.
And I met a guy who knew a guy who had interviewed, but had to turn it down because the role itself after the internship wasn't 100% remote. And that's why that person turned it down. And he happened to be there at the V2I. We connected, told me about the opportunity, and said, hey, connect with this person and apply. And so I did. And that's pretty much the short of it, really.
Okay.
And I just happened to make those connections, and there I was interviewing with the hiring manager. It was a nervous time, but a fantastic experience.
Awesome. So did you ever talk to anybody else about so you mentioned networking? Were there certain people you networked with that may have helped you out, or any names you want to drop in the video to say, hey, I talked to this person, or I attended a certain event, or just V2I was enough for you, and that's the only event you went to?
I can't thank this man enough, but it was Nelson Pena. I should probably pronounce it, but Nelson. Sorry if I butchered the name, Nelson, but
I know
that man helped me out. He put me in touch with the right people, and that's how I got the skill bridge opportunity.
He's getting ready to retire from the Army pretty soon, right?
He is, yes.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, he secured
a
skill bridge. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
So, and it was just vets helping vets is what it came down to. And it was just one of the things, and he says for me, he told me when I did land the opportunity, he was like, hey, just pay it forward, man. Pay it forward.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. Right on. So what suggestions would you, so if you can give yourself suggestions, you talking to you 6 months ago, with the knowledge and people you learned to get to know over the last 6 months, what advice would you give someone? Or what advice would you give yourself 6 months ago to give yourself more of an advantage or an edge?
Oh my goodness. Network early. Network early, and don't be afraid to reach out to somebody you don't know that's already doing the job.
Okay.
Have a conversation with somebody. That's what kind of led me toward the discipline in cybersecurity. I mean, Samantha Domingo was my first virtual webinar I had.
Oh, wow.
I thought I was going to go AWS. I was all about AWS. But she just turned me on to that there are people like her that are willing to go out of their way to help you. And that just led me to more people.
She's amazing.
That I connected with, and more people in the cybersecurity industry. Mostly, oh gosh, there's so many that I can name off, but the first ones that I can think of is James Azar. He was one of the he's a CISO, and he has his own podcast, the Cyber Hub podcast.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I learned of him. Was through the podcast. I just happened to find him.
You gotta write that down.
Yeah, he's an Army vet.
Right on. After this video, give me his name again, and I'll make sure I write it down.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Nice.
And he gave me a little bit of a mentoring session, and it was from there. It's just kind of been all downhill from there, really.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. If you don't mind talking a little bit about it, how did we meet? Was it just randomly on LinkedIn, or how did we get to know each other?
Oh gosh. So I've been doing a bunch of, I think at the time it was a lot of webinars, because after my first webinar with Samantha, I just started doing more webinars.
Oh,
more
nice.
webinars, more virtual events. As a matter of fact, I think I started upsetting my wife because I was always doing these. But I had to work on the time management a little bit better. I eventually got there, but she still kind of reminds me. But when we first met, it was my first LinkedIn Mill City event. Okay. Because since I was connected to Sam, she had posted something on there. And I was like, what's this LinkedIn Mill City stuff? So I registered, and that's when I saw you sat there. Everybody was talking, oh, got to follow, the hashtag tomzacher, I'm like, okay. So I just started doing a bunch of stuff, just going at it and just doing all sorts of stuff. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. I just did stuff. And there I was, connected with you eventually, occasionally we'd have our back and forth maybe on LinkedIn, but enough to get to know you a little bit.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. So with all the stuff you have going on and doing a career pivot, basically, has there been any struggles or any stress you've had to endure going through any of this stuff? Or has everything just been, I guess, Navy term, smooth, easy sailing, nice and easy? Man, you're good. You're coasting.
No, it's been a struggle. So everybody's journey is going to be different. And I get this a lot from Alfredo Torres. He posts a lot of stuff about transition, and I learn a lot from his stuff, just different perspectives. And I do appreciate all the stuff that he puts out. It's the life things, for me personally, I've got a newborn on the way.
Wow.
And
that's no stress at all.
No, zero. It's just like a transition in a
Yeah.
career pivot. So it's not too bad.
Wow. And some sleepless nights coming up. And
Yes, yes. So it's been a lot of, small projects around the house. Um, you know, if things go well, we're looking at possibly selling the house,
okay.
looking at the VA home loan program and
Sure.
making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to.
Hmm.
Um, Starting stuff early, talking to my realtor. As a matter of fact, V2I, the last one,
Hmm.
I connected with a realtor
Oh, nice.
that was on there. And so we're talking.
Very awesome.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit, but obviously everybody's going to have their own journey. But um, it's so far so good. But I'm just kind of doing things. But it's good to have that list of what you got to do. So
Sure. Sure. So I'm guessing you already have a like a spreadsheet or like a Word document timeline, something that says that my 5 month mark I need to do this, my 4 month mark I need to do this. Is there some sort of guideline you do, or you just got it all right here in the head and bam, you're good with it?
no, actually everything's right here
Nice.
on my
Nice.
notebook. The little square boxes, everything's written out. So that's just me. That's how I've been doing it right now.
I did that for many years in the Navy, and I still do this today, right now, actually, for
Yeah.
a lot of my tasks, because I think I got bad memories sometimes because it's some things I just don't remember, and I ask questions all the time. I think that probably makes some of my coworkers upset because I ask so many questions. But yeah, some things I just don't remember at all. So I write it down and try to learn what I need to do next. So yeah,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. So we got over a lot of things here. Um, Over the next 5, 6, 7 months, is there anything I can help you out with, or anything that I may have knowledge on, or anything I can do for you?
Gosh. So learn that you're sort of like a financial guru, kind of like unprofessionally. So, and I think it's just one of those things, with a newborn on the way. Um, I want to think about my family, um, and kind of taking the opportunity that Lowe's is presenting me with, and seeing if I can use, what what I'm able to have or get or receive from them, and be able to invest in my kids' future. And that's just one of those things is what I'm kind of eyeballing at the moment.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. So you alluded to a conversation we had a little bit earlier there, but
Yeah, yeah.
so it's something I usually don't talk about much on LinkedIn, actually, or LinkedIn in general, just because I think there's enough financial people, like professional financial people, on LinkedIn. So I just don't throw it out there. But myself personally, I enjoy personal finance a lot. I think it's awesome. I've had some really great people teach me. My dad was a huge inspiration for me. Um, and like he taught me young how to learn about mutual funds and Roth IRAs and what are those. And then that that kind of pivoted myself into in the Navy. We got a thing called collateral duties, where you're like added jobs along with your regular job, right? So now I'm talking weird. I was in a position called CFS, or Command Financial Specialist, and I'll be that guy out getting up on stage in front of command quarters talking about TSP. Or on my last ship I was on, I'll be the guy on the mess decks during our duty section training on duty days, talking about investing or talking about TSP. I'll be holding little TSP things. To talk about TSP is really pretty easy within the military because I think that one acronym is very popular and a lot of people know about it. And it's about money. Um, and usually when I talk about things like that, it's just talk about from personal experience. And not a, hey, look, you should buy this or get into this or you should watch out for this. It's just, hey, look, this is what it is. This is what worked out well for me. And this is what I can talk about because I got some knowledge on it. So yeah, I guess that's a a little bit about me there. So I've asked you many questions here. Do you have any questions for me?
At the moment, no. I think this has been a good opportunity, really, just to have a conversation, and you know, um, just appreciate you giving me a platform to talk. So it's cool, awesome, thank you.
No worries. Yeah. So my goal for these videos is to put a human, put a person behind a picture someone may see on LinkedIn. Put a personal story behind someone so someone knows who you really are. I think some people can put a lot of information out there, but not a lot of ways for you to really know who the person is if you never connected with them, or you never had the opportunity to connect to them, or you don't even know who they are. But now you're randomly looking at some hashtag. Now you're looking watching some videos off of a hashtag. It's like, wow, this is really pretty cool. I've never seen him post stuff like this. And he's talking about something like this, And hopefully, in my mind, you're gonna have a lot of people reaching out to you. You're gonna gain a lot more connections. So we all know connections matter, right? And you'll be able to get some good things happening and be able to go ahead and make some things happen for yourself. I mean, it's really important to know a lot of people, and it's important to know what a lot of people can do for you, kind of from the aspect. I'm a big believer in everybody knows someone that can help someone. You just gotta know who to talk to and figure out who that someone is. So awesome. Well, in closing with the video, you go ahead and have a thank you so much for having a good night. Oh, well, that sounded really weird. I need to get better with this. um, you continue having a good day. It was really great how you have time available today. Talk with me, put yourself on video. I'm not sure if you've ever been on video before, but there we go. It's
Nope.
always the first time, right?
Yeah,
So
indeed.
thanks so much for having time available, and please continue reaching out, asking questions, staying active on LinkedIn, and if I can help you with anything, please let me know. Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Tom.
All right, John. You have a good one, man.
All right, you too.